Go fuck yourself was the material component used in the construction of this road. This is Mount Blanca, and that is Blanca Peak. Sitting at 14,326 feet above sea level, it is the fourth highest peak in Colorado and seventh highest peak in the lower 48. And believe it or not, there is a road that you can take almost all the way up there to just a couple thousand feet below the summit of this mountain. However, calling it a road might be just a little bit of a stretch. This is Blanca Peak Road, but to those of us that live in the area, we know it as Lake Como Road. This road was originally built to access a mining community known as Commodore Camp back in the late 1800s. It went up to just below the timberline on the side of this mountain. And up there is a nice little small glacial lake known as Lake Como. But to get there, you got to go up one of the hardest drives you will ever take. And I am by no means overselling that. This is the hardest four-wheel drive road in the state of Colorado and top 10 worldwide. This is not a drive for beginners. In fact, my unlimited Rubicon isn't going to make it all the way. I'm only trying to get so far up the mountain that I can cut down the time on my hike to get to Lake Como, because this will be the hardest drive/hike I've probably ever taken. And if you choose to drive this, you need to come with experience and a vehicle built for it, because this road has claimed lives of seasoned, experienced four-wheel drivers. If you want to see the reward at the end of the hike, then you got to sit through the whole video. I had to hike all the way up here for 6 hours to see it. You can sit around for less than 10 minutes to enjoy it. And you know what? While you're at it, hit the like, follow buttons, leave a comment, because this was 6 hours of torture to get up here just to show you a beautiful lake. The least you can do is hit those buttons. I'm still on the easy part of this road, and I'm already having to crawl in 4 low, slower at a pace than I could probably hike this. However, I need to conserve my energy for the real strenuous hike that's later on. But I will say I've already crossed somebody that was coming down in their truck and having to get out and remove big boulders out of their way that they didn't have the clearance to get over. So do not be bringing a vehicle that is not high clearance up here. Go as far as you think you can, park in a safe spot, and get out, because this road will eat you alive. Also, do not take anything that is all-wheel drive. You need four-wheel drive to do this, or your vehicle will get tore the fuck up. I'm honestly hoping that I can complete this hike, but I'm very much aware this might thoroughly and entirely kick my ass, because this is nothing but uphill bullshit. All right, we're at the start of where this trail starts getting hairier if you're going to take your vehicle up it. This right here is where the start of the switchbacks are. It's also important to note that this road, even though it goes through U.S. Forest Service property, is not maintained by them. In fact, at one point, they were trying to shut this trail down, and several four-wheel groups had a problem with that. Nowadays, this road's maintained by the Jeepers Creepers Four-Wheel Club out of Durango, Colorado. I ain't gonna lie, this has probably been one of the more strenuous hikes I've done. The last one I did was 8 miles, went up about 2,000 feet in elevation. And I think I went up 2,000 feet in elevation in just the first mile on this hike. No less how far I've gone up since. I feel like I'm gaining 10 feet in elevation with every step. This road just keeps going up and up and up. Fuck you, and fuck hiking this for my goddamn mental and physical health, and fuck you not being flat, and fuck these rocks and these trees and the elevation, and most importantly, fuck me. Fuck this non-horizontal piece of shit. Oh, fuck me. I'm only like 2 miles in, and holy shit, I've already gone up a couple thousand feet in elevation. Motherfucker. You know, when I was a kid, I hiked the side. I was like 12, 13. We were camping with my parents in a cabin. They told me and my brother to go take a hike because we were driving them nuts. We hiked up to the timberline as kids. How the fuck did we do that? Well, I will say that was before I discovered beer and slow-cooked meats. Lots and lots of slow-cooked meats and beer. To all you skinny string beans that are hiking up and down past me with smiles on your faces like this ain't shit. I cannot wait until your metabolism shits the bed on you. I am your future. My ankles are hating every single step of this part of the road. Goddamn, is it beautiful. We made it. One of the structures here at Camp Commodore. I'm a little out of breath. Now, there's a few in this area. It's important to know there used to be a lot more. This town had a saloon and a post office. From a few of the resources I could gather online researching it, this was actually almost like a town up here above 10,000 feet. Now, up to this point, you may have seen me walking and going, "What are you talking about, most difficult road in Colorado? That ain't shit." Well, let me introduce you to Jaws 1, and there's 4 of them. This is Jaws 1. This is the easiest one to get up, and it's already going to start to test your ability to rock climb. Everything before this point is just a preamble. It does not get any better once you go past Jaws 1. I have no idea what these structures would have been back in their day, but it is rather impressive that our forefathers climbed this son of a bitch and built all this shit. And then, of course, they had to go and build a bar just so they could drink after they are done. I don't blame them. Welcome to Jaws 2. This is the second out of the 4 Jaws that are up on this trail. In this particular section, a lot of people will bring their friends to counterweigh one side of their vehicle or else risk rolling down the mountain, as evident by that placard right there, memorializing somebody that did just that back in 2002. So like I said, if you ain't prepared to come up this road, you may not leave it. I'm not gonna lie, this section just past Jaws 2 looks more like a rock slide than a trail. This is either Jaws 3 or 4. Honestly, at this point, I don't know. I'm fucking exhausted. Now I believe this is Jaws 4. That means we're almost there. Belay my last. What I said was Jaws 4 was still part of Jaws 3. I'm a little lightheaded. This is Jaws 4. That's a lot of vertical. But just because you made it past the series of Jaws doesn't mean it gets any easier after that. This is Lake Como. This is the view you're rewarded with for all that bullshit you go up to get here. It's also important to note that just over this ridge are 2 more lakes, Blues Lake and Crater Lake, and the 4-wheel drive road will take you all the way to Crater Lake. And if you're looking to summit Mount Blanca, then that's the road you take, and you'll start your ascent on Mount Blanca on the far side of Crater Lake. However, it is way too late in the day. I am way too tired. I would say the hike has come to an end, but this is just the halfway point, and I gotta get back down the mountain before it gets dark. So I'm gonna hydrate real quick, eat some food, and then we're gonna get off this mountain. The next time I come up here, I'm packing a tent, and we're making this a weekend thing. Because goddamn, I do not want to hike back down this mountain. 6 hours of hiking for 20, 30 minutes of views. Worth it though, worth it. But I want to thank y'all for coming along on this trip to see Lake Como and Little Bear Peak right there. I sure hope you enjoyed the trip up here, because I absolutely the fuck did not. Goddamn, parts of me hurt right now that I didn't even know existed, and I don't even want to know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. And I still got to go back down the mountain.